Hello, my friends and lovers of wisdom. So today I've brought you to my small office here, and I will be discussing a blog post, a recent blog post by Donald Robertson, and it has a provocative title. It's called Socrates the Pimp and the Celestial Art of Love. The title is referring to a work by Xenophon about Socrates. It's called the Symposium, and we see in this work where Socrates discusses his view about friendship, love, eros, and its many facets and faces in our life. It is an important topic, our private life especially, and how we behave in our private life. It seems to me that in writing about the deeds of truly good men, it is proper to record not only their serious activities, but their diversions too. And I found it particularly interesting that Xenophon brings up this quote about truly good men and, what they do in their free time, in their private life, if you like. Because what happens is a lot of people, they have a certain facade on the outside, to the outside world, in their social world. They may have a very high rank in government, or they may have they may be a renowned business person, and they have a certain serious profile. And then in their private life, it's really like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, a completely different person. And there's always examples of this in the news, of people who behave completely differently in their private life. And I don't mean that of course you have a private life, but not to completely forget your values and your ethos. There's a saying, show me who you are in your private life and I'll show you who you really are. Socrates says that he can't think of a time when he wasn't in love. Socrates then makes a distinction between the two types of Aphrodites, the celestial and the common. He says that these are the different shrines for both versions of Aphrodite, and she's worshipped with different rites under the names. The common Aphrodite, he says, inspires physical love, whereas the celestial Aphrodite inspires love of the mind, friendship, and more noble behavior. This is an interesting distinction. Socrates says that the higher types of love brings about more pleasure ultimately than merely the physical love. He says that those who crave others physically often end up criticizing their character, whereas when you have a love of the good character, this leads to friendship and companionship. And when we love someone for purely physical reasons, as they grow older, our love naturally wanes, whereas if we love the mind, it grows stronger as our beloved love matures. Moreover, sexual desire is an appetite that becomes satiated, like hunger for food, whereas affection for the mind is never exhausted. Okay, and he also says that in many cases, physical love really comes from one side. One of the parties is more, erotically driven and passionate, whereas the friendship type of love, there's more of a reciprocation. How do you see yourself regarding love? Are you a completely different person in your personal private life? Or would you say you remain aligned with your Stoic values, with your moral principles? Do you completely chuck those out in your private space when you're in a relationship? Do you find that you are often over-passionate, angry, relationship drama, or are you able to maintain your stoic equanimity and balance? Please write your comments below.